Okay, good morning everyone, and thank you very much for joining us this morning. We do have a chat window open, so I'm just playing with all of the various bits and pieces to make sure that we can see what you're saying and that side of stuff. If you do have any issues, please do put those in the chat window so that Nina and I can deal with them. So first of all, thank you so much for joining us. I'm going to waffle on just for a minute or two, just to make sure that some of the stragglers come in, but it's great to see so many people joining. So first of all, welcome from me. I'm Richard Morris, one of the 4 founders of The Giving Machine and its CEO, which sounds grand, but in realistic terms, in normal times, that means making sure the coffee machine has got plenty of coffee beans, there's milk available, and all of those sorts of things. Very important jobs. And also we have with us today Nina Chinsky, who's on our team. Nina, did you want to say hello?
Yeah, hello guys. I'm Nina. I'm the community relations contact, and I run the community hub on Facebook. So if you're on there, that's where I communicate with you every day. If you're not, you can join us via our Facebook page. So it's the Giving Machine Community Hub.
No, brilliant. And also we are joined by one of my dogs called Sid, which is around. So if the doorbell goes or any of those sorts of things, you're going to be treated to a bit of a loud set of noise, and that is one of the joys of working from home remotely. But I'm sure many of you are in the same boat. So first of all, really kind of want to, and then I'll turn my phone off as well. You're all amazing people because you're from different causes. And we say the cause because you might be from a charity, you might be from a school, you might be from a social enterprise or a community-aided sports club. And you all do what you do basically to help others. So in my books and in many people's books, you're amazing people, and we want to help you make the most of this time. I'm going to be looking down because I've got some crib sheet here, notes, to make sure that we get through everything that we want to get across to make the most of this time. So congratulations for signing up to this. Now, if you have questions, please type them into the chat window so that myself or Nina can check in on them, and Nina will be interrupting me where needed just to make sure I answer those side of things. We may not get to them towards the end, but we'll do what we can to answer them as quickly as possible. Now, there's no such thing, I know you hear this all the time, there's no such thing as a bad question, because any question you ask or you're thinking, oh, that might sound a bit, it's really, really important, because chances are someone else is thinking that too. And as transparency is such a core thing for us, as it should be for any community and charity organization, there's pretty much no question you could ask that we wouldn't be able to answer or couldn't answer. Obviously, keep it towards the charity side of things. I mean, if it's general knowledge questions, we'll probably fall down. So what we're going to cover, and I'm just trying to find all the various screens that I've got to make sure that I can navigate our way through. Let's have a look. Sorry about this. Here we go. So what we're going to cover is really the sort of win-win supporter engagement to set the foundation, and really helping people to help you is what it's all about. And then sort of cover how we can support you with our products and services. And that's more specifically the Giving Lottery, Shop and Give platform, and giving vouchers. And there's a couple of other things that we'll go through, and I'll summarize some of those points and we will close. So I think the first thing to start off with really is setting the scene is, what's the number one thing people want? And if you could say in one word, what would you want more of in life? What would that be? And as this is a test to see if a couple of people are awake, I just want one word, and we won't be doing too much of this, but I need to check there's some real live people out there. So what would be the one thing, if you were saying you'd want more of in your life, what would that be? I'm just checking that I can see. Or are we seeing anything? Time, yeah, to do with that.
Yeah.
Time, yeah, that'd be fair. But actually, interesting enough, the one thing that seems to come back from mostly when these are done as surveys internationally is, in fact, happiness. The one thing that people want more of in their life is happiness. let me just,
This
and
is for lots of time.
yeah, I'll tell you, time for to be more happy, hopefully. Because the only problem is that if you potentially get more time, you end up spending more time doing stuff, not necessarily. And we all seem to have not enough time to do all the things we want to do. And one of the things that was very interesting about how we spend time, and certainly the happiness piece, was, and this has been replicated a number of times, but the particular social experiment in Canada where they took students and they give them some money in an envelope. And they said, basically, I want you to, by the end of the day, give this money away to somebody or spend it on yourself. But it was 50-50 depending on which people were asked to do what. And also in the envelopes, for those that were giving the money away, they also were some of them were given $5 Canadian dollars, and some were given $20. And what was really interesting about the social experiment is that giving made people happier. So that it was measurably happier, and actually made them happier for longer. So it wasn't just a short-term thing. They were still thinking about it the next day. Whereas if you just got $5 or to spend on yourself, then it didn't have the same impact. And what was interesting is the amount it made people feel happy didn't change whether you were giving $5 away or $20 away. And this social experiment has been repeated a number of times. And that has some quite big implications for us as causes, because we're a charity too. So what does it mean? Well, it means making a difference to others makes people happy in themselves. And I would argue then you are in the business of helping supporters to make a difference. And because of that, you're effectively selling happiness and fulfillment. Now, some of you will be addressing very distressing and upsetting type activities. That could be trafficking, it could be domestic abuse, it could be animal cruelty and so on. But remember, that's the area you're addressing, and it's tough and stuff. But the people who support you, they want to make a difference. And they want to make a difference, and they want to make a difference through you, because making a difference means they can feel good about themselves. And we know this, God knows this world needs so much more happiness and well-being. But if more people help to do that, then that's good. It makes such a big difference. But unlocking that capability to help some people work through you is what this is. This sort of piece is all about. And I think one of the important things here is that do your engagement strategies fulfill on what your customers want? And by customers, I mean the people that are donating to you. And I think it's really important, because if you focus on what you want, right, then that won't necessarily focus on what they want, if you like. And I think, and there was a really good quote I heard the other day, and I'll probably put it into his: don't confuse the mechanism with the objective. The mechanism is a donation piece, but the objective is people want to make a difference. And if we forget that, and I say we because we're a charity too, you end up with people feeling somewhat disenfranchised. And I think one of that examples would be, so you get up in the morning, you feel quite good, and you're driving along, and someone wants to pull out from eternity. Do you know what? I'm going to do a bit of good today. I'm going to let them pull out. But if they don't wave back at you and say, yeah, thanks for that, that feeling good suddenly has just evaporated. You've suddenly feel a bit crap, really. And sometimes you might even feel a bit annoyed, and you can't help hear you saying, don't mention it, and that sort of stuff. And I think that's the thing to remember in terms of the supporter base, and it fits very much into our ethos. So if we look at your supporter experience, you know, remember, I'll go back to what I said, you're amazing people. The things that you are all tackling together are amazing. And yes, we've got charities and stuff, but remember, schools are amazing too. That's about unlocking the potential of children to be really enjoying their place in society, and actually having the future that they sort of almost deserve with their capabilities and skills. And I think part of that here is this first piece is about how do people find out about you? And I'd say that it's really about the stories that you tell. You know, there's loads of people that want to make a difference. Most people do. So what stories do they hear about the difference you make, so that they say, do you know what? I want to make a difference, and I'd like to make a difference there. Now, we all know in, say, primary schools, it's quite easy because people have got a vested interest in their own kids. And so that's quite an easy link. but it's not always a link, as easy a link for other charities and community groups. But remember, whatever you do, you're making a difference. If you're a sports club, you're enabling people to understand teamwork and the value of being part of a team and belonging. And I'd say mostly you all provide opportunities for people to belong, contribute and thrive. So those stories you tell and examples are super, super important. So how do people find out about you? And then once they found out about you, the next piece is, you know, what's the sort of menu of items that you have? Now, this is she doesn't look that happy, I know, but this is a sort of greeter outside a restaurant, funny enough, in San Francisco. And, you know, what kind of menu items do you have on offer immediately in the window to come through? How do you invite them in? Is it through the front door, social media, all those kind of things? How can they actually then start to take the next step to say, do you know, I really like what you do. How do we come in? And then the third piece, it gets down to the granularity. Okay, what exactly is the menu? And making sure that menu can cater for a lot of people. Because helping you might be, I'll like and share your posts, but it could be all about introducing others. It could be donating. It could be a lot of things, but there are a number of people that could help you do what you do, shopping, volunteering, and just staying in touch and all that sort of stuff. And therefore, going back to what I was saying, is fulfilling on the promise of what they are expecting is a really important piece. So just a little bit about us, our purpose. Well, we're all about making it easier to give and make a difference. That's kind of what we get up in the morning to worry about. And we want to provide and do provide innovative services around unlocking more giving, because more giving builds a happier companies, customers and communities. And that's really why we do what we do. And yes, the outcome is money, but really it's about connecting people. And we know this works. We've tracked over 3 million individual donations that have resulted in about 1.9 million so far. And that hopefully will be hitting the 2 million mark fairly soon across our platforms. So just a little bit about the team, and I'm just going to run through these people very quickly, because if you interact with us, we're a small team and you will get to know some of these people. So Louisa looks after the 2,300 odd retailers that we work with. Nicola's our head of IT. So she's mostly laughing, but of course, as we all know, sometimes you're not with IT. Rachel heads up all of our sort of marketing and sales and marketing stuff for us. Louise looks after all the customer support side. So if you are writing in with a query, Louise will often handle it first. James is one of our administrators and supports us some of the financial and reporting tracking admin. Nina, you've been introduced to already, and looking particularly glam there. Laura supports us on a lot of the marketing materials and little videos we put out. So sometimes a fair number of the images and bits and pieces you see have been, and videos have been created by Laura. Craig and Jonathan are my co-founders. Craig looks after some of the sort of branding elements and some of that sort of stuff. And Jonathan does all the finances. So Jonathan's very important because he's the one that organizes and presses the buttons for the money to go out. And we've got Max, Sid and Jesse, who really, to be fair, they contribute in terms of noise and a little bit of eye candy, but they're not that productive, to be fair. So the services we're going to cover just very quickly: Giving Lottery, Shop and Give, Donate Now, and Giving Vouchers. So let's jump straight in. What I'm going to do is pull through to do with our Giving Lottery first. So bear with, as they say. Right, so I've got two sets of tabs open here. So if we go to the Giving Lottery, let me pull that across. And so we just do this live so that we can see this. So let me just go on to Giving Lottery. If I can spell, here we go. So this is from a player perspective. So if you come into our website, and I'm just going to check that I zoom this up. Yeah, it's 125%. So why did we launch a Giving Lottery in the first place? Well, we wanted to do one sort of for ourselves, and we found that we were turned down because from one of the lottery providers locally, because we're not a direct impact charity. And it annoyed us, and certainly annoyed me, and thought, well, actually, no, we are a charity, and if we're being turned down, then so are others. Therefore, why don't we launch our own lottery platform to help everyone and be very inclusive? So that's what we did. And when we looked around, if you want to do your own lottery platform, generally speaking, you've got to pay into it. And that usually will cost you between £2,000 and £4,000 to set up your own lottery. Yes, you get to keep a bigger share, but of course you've got to get back your £2,000 to £4,000, sometimes more, straight away. So we said, well, what if we take away all the hassle? So that's kind of what we've done. We've got this platform. It is free to use for schools, charities, community groups. You come on and you're instantly into positive cash flow from the first ticket you sell. So briefly, how does it work? It works because if you look at how it works, when people buy tickets, it's an odds-based system. So if they match these numbers, then in these kind of orders, these are the cash prizes they win. In fact, we had a £2,000 winner on Saturday night. And it just means for the very first ticket you sell, then you can have, if you've matched all the numbers, someone's going to win the £25,000. Now, the other thing that's very interesting is that because technically it's our lottery, the Giving Machine's lottery, and all the causes that are on it are hosted, it does mean you can play in your own lottery. And therefore your trustees can play. So if you had your own lottery, they wouldn't be able to do that because they would be obviously part of the organization. So what's really good is by doing it this way, everyone involved in an organization, whether it's staff, whether it's supporters, can join in. So how does it work? Well, basically, let's just suppose you were a particular cause on here. I'm going to pick one, Tarporley War Museum. So you can see here they've got 43 supporters. They're making, at the moment, they're on a run rate of about 1,800 a year. If you want to buy tickets, you just click on that. You choose what numbers you want to play, 0 to 10 in each of the boxes, or you can just say choose for me. So I'm just going to pick one line here. It only costs £1 a week. Choose the payment method. Now you can do a recurring part card or one-off. But if you did a one-off, it just highlights the fact that the minimum investment a user has to give is £5. So it's 5 draws. They can play then for 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, or put it on the recurring piece. And then the way it then works is that 40p goes to their cause that they've chosen, which in this case hopefully would be you, and 40p goes into platform and prize funds, and 20p comes to us to support, do these kind of things and provide a lot of the materials and bits and pieces we do. And you can see a lot of causes are benefiting and generating really good revenue for that. It also means from a player perspective, they can buy tickets for multiple causes. So if you had parents supporting a school, or you had also wanted to support a charity, which could include Cubs and Scouts and some of those sports clubs, that's fine. That's one of the good things about this platform. They can support multiple causes. The other thing that's quite interesting in here is that we also have gift vouchers. And I think that's a really important thing for you as an individual, but possibly as a cause, because you can buy a gift voucher. Say you bought a £10 gift voucher, which would be 10 chances to win. You can either make it so the gift voucher supports a specific cause, or you can let the recipient decide. Why is that important? Well, let's just suppose in your family, you were thinking about what gift to give. You could say, I'm going to support the cause that you're all involved with. There we go. Doorbell went. Told you it would happen. And then, but what you can do is you can make sure that it supports your cause. And so you're giving someone 10 chances to win cash prizes, but the donation's fixed into a cause you've chosen. Or you can let the recipient decide. It's kind of up to you. But it's quite a nice voucher scheme mechanism, and it all just comes through, and then you can send that through. So let's have a look now at what it looks like if you are a cause. So I'm going to log in. I'm going to go to here, and I'm going to, so this is what we see. I'm going to go to the dashboard for Tarporley. So if you have your dashboard, here you've got basically, this shows where they are in terms of their tickets and their layout. So they've got they're selling sort of 88. You can see that they've got 43 supporters. That's how much they're running each year, and you can see all the history of that. You can then see the payments they've received. For example, they can log in. So in fact, they received £139 in the last monthly payment, 138, 170. So you can see that it varies depending on how many players they've got and that sort of stuff, but it's all there. You can go into the supporters list. I'm not going to do that for GDPR reasons, because you'll see the email addresses. But what you can do there, and some of the more sort of technically savvy organizations do this, is you can download your supporter list. You can note which ones have said they don't want to be supported, contacted, but the ones that have said they do, you can download those, put them into MailChimp and email people to say thank you or good luck for next week. There's leaflets you can get that are free to download. They've even got QR codes if you're going to put them up in places so people can scan and immediately support you. And you can see we actually have a promo on at the moment to basically win an entertainment bundle, and we've got various other leaflets you can do. Obviously, making the most of summer is probably not appropriate right now, but it will be early next year. And there's some other marketing help. There's a video in here, some additional resources. So there's quite a lot on there. And of course, for the individual charity, you can look at who won various prizes. So you can see, you can go into who won what, and I'll have to blank that out in the recording because it had some people's email addresses in there, and user admin and stuff like that. So you can see all of this on your dashboard. So hopefully that gives you a good idea of what is possible on the Giving Lottery. But there's one other thing that I wanted to show you, is that it's not just about for your cause. And I'm going to show you this one. So this is, we've started working with some businesses who actually are coming on. So GR8 is a local tool hire company, and they wanted to launch a lottery with us to support Together in West Essex, which is a cancer support group. And therefore, this is a really good mechanism to help people, businesses, do their CSR bit really easily. So you can see this one small business is raising £500 a year for this cancer support group. Now, where this comes into handy is if there are businesses that you know would like to help you, they can launch one of these for nothing. All they need to do is promote it to their audience, which could be their staff, their families, and that side of things. And it's all publicly tracked. And then they've got this kind of page to show what benefit they're doing. So we've got several businesses that do that. But also, if you're one of those larger causes where you might have community fundraisers out and about, you could actually set up different lotteries for different projects or different regions. So, for example, we are talking to, say, a food bank and homeless support charity that runs them in different areas, saying why wouldn't we probably would create a lottery around the specific areas so that people in that geographic area could support those projects. Because I think the closer people feel, the more likely they are to want to support. And it goes back to, how do you feel happy? You feel happy because you can see the difference you're making. It's kind of on your doorstep, rather than feeling like it's going into some big pot and you don't see it. So that's a really good opportunity with the lottery. So now let's look at what the Giving Machine looks like in terms of a, I'm just going back. I've got all these, I've shown you this. So this is looking now at what does the Giving Machine, the shop and give service look like. So this is our main platform for shopping. So if we go into what does it look like for going shopping, we have lots and lots of shops on here. 2,300 of them, and they give away a percentage depending on what type of shop and what you're buying. So, for example, we just got some examples here. HQ Hair, obviously not a great retailer for me, but if it was for you, 4.2% of everything that you buy will go into as a free donation. And it works because these retailers are giving sales commissions for referrals. It's a very old-fashioned sales commission model, but we can track all of that and make sure that it's given away. And from a user perspective, you can support multiple causes. So I just want to show you if I log into my account. So I'm just going to log out and log back in as a user, and you will see that I can. I'll come on to that in a minute. log in as a giver. And you'll see that I've got multiple causes. So you can support up to 4 causes in any percentage split. And one of the reasons that the site is a little slow is because when you screen share, I'm sure you know, everything slows down a bit. So once this is logged in, you'll see you can go into your account bit at the top. And then we'll see the fact that I do choose to support 4 causes. And the reason we did this is because you might have kids at 2 schools, you might want to support a school and charity. So you can see I support a charity that helps educate children from lower castes in a particular village in India, a winter night shelter. I do support the Giving Machine a little bit through a local business network group, and our Age Concern daycare centre in Bishop Stortford, for example. And you can change all these percentages. And so everything that I shop goes split 4 ways. And so if you look at my account, you can see my donations in here, my donation history. And so all users get to see all of this. So you can see I've bought a couple of different cards. I think that's my wife's birthday and our anniversary. Goose Day, which was good, doing some cooking, vet tablets for the dogs to keep them barking, and some. So you can see this is how it all starts to add up in terms of where the donations come from. Now, we also do have a shop and give reminder. So, you know, if you were searching for certain things, and I'm trying to think, Nina, what was one of the best search items to show the reminder working? Do you remember? It was it wasn't red shoes.
It was wine last week.
Was it? Okay. Oh yeah. So if I put in red wine, let's see what happens. Unless there's see what happens. So yes, so if we put in red wine, you can see that we've got that comes up as Tesco's, Majestic, Braithwaite's. So you can see that it tells you that's on here, and then if you were to click on that, a little pop-up will come in the top right-hand corner saying, do you want to generate a free donation? Click to continue. So that's what the Shop and Give reminder does. It's available on PC and Mac desktops and that side of stuff. And it installs a little purple heart, which is a micro dot on your screens, probably up here. But this micro dot also gives you total access to all of the shops straight away. So that's one of the things we do. Now, the one thing that did change on the account earlier this year, and we just need to make sure that everyone's aware of this, is that if you look at Amazon, shopping at Amazon does fund the Give Machine itself. Our deal with Amazon is that we're not allowed to give the money away that we earn from them. So that money is retained to help us run the Giving Machine. But what we know is that if you did this as a Amazon Smile, it's 0.5%, which is quite low anyway. We make but we couldn't do that with them and then give the money away. So we've created one shopping portal that supports us. But what we did do is we now have the Shop and Give, the bonus donation. So I think I probably clicked on it by accident. So if I want to show you what the bonus donation looks like earlier on today, I'm just trying to think if I've got that in another window. Let me just see if I can bring that up.
It popped up, didn't it, already?
Yes, it did. It popped up. But every day we have an area where you can click. Here we go. So this is on another browser. Every day we have this bonus donation. And if you click collect now, you get a donation. It's as simple as that. So what we do is some of these retailers up here pay us to be featured, and we use that money to then give it away as free donations. It doesn't mean people don't even have to shop. And one of the things that's really nice about that is you can ask your supporters just to come to the site and engage with us to collect those free donations. And it will make up more than your 0.5% for Amazon, you know, because 0.5% is peanuts. If you think about it, it's £100 spent, it's 50 pence. You know, and in fact, you don't even have to spend any money and you can collect these every day. So that's why we did it, because we said, well, actually, we need to help causes still access some good funds. So we've give away more of our advertising revenue and retain the Amazon revenue. We also have apps. So we have that on our on obviously Android and on iPhones as well, and so on, and for the various tablets. Now, the other aspect to look at in terms of the website side of stuff is, what does it actually look like if you are logged in as a cause? So I'm just going to move this off and log in, say, what does it look like if you are a cause here? And let's see, I'm going to show you what it looks like for Shillingstone Primary School. So if you've got an administrative account, you've got your cause account, this is what it would look like if you were Shillingstone Primary School. You can see you get your donations. So they've received in October £45 and September 19 and August £35, how many active givers they've got, and that side of things. Now, what you also have is you've got access to edit your fundraising page. So the fundraising page for a Shillingstone Primary School looks like this. Dum, 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 he says, here we go. So you can see that it's basically join and support this cause. So if I was to click on this, you would see it would just immediately pop them like into the basket, and you can carry on, you can go on and join. If you want to, you've also got a quick sign up link here, and what that's for is if you were holding face-to-face events, then people can sign up really quickly. There's promotional materials, and these pages are public. So when you click on promotional materials, it takes you through to a customized set of materials just for you. So yes, you get all of these kind of how to do stuff, how to get started, a little video, social media posts, email templates, but we've got all the stuff that you would need in here. You know, what you would add to your website, posters, flyers, reminder cards. There's just tons of stuff here that you can easily get going and start promoting it to make sure you have people signing up. And on your page, you can see there's a nice little giver cloud here. So these people are the people that are active, that are actually doing stuff to support Shillingstone Primary School. Now, one of the other things we have on here is Donate Now. Now, this is a very simple donate button. And there's a reason that we do this. We know that there's plenty of donation platforms out there that will do a far better job. But if you are a community-aided sports club or you're a social enterprise, you're not a registered charity, you can't get access to those. So we said, well, look, we can provide a very simple Donate Now button for everyone. So, and, you know, it's proving fairly popular. So basically, we collect that and the money goes straight through. We do ask people to contribute towards the cost of the transaction, which is what we get charged, but it's a pass-through. We don't collect gift aid on this yet because we could never pass the gift aid on anyway, but it might be something that we add in the future, because this is supposed to be a very simple donate button to make it easy for people to support any of the causes that we have. On our site also, we have giving vouchers. This is something possibly not necessarily for you, but it might be something that you might be a beneficiary of. This is where people can basically prepay a donation like this. So you can buy a giving voucher, give it to someone. So it's a voucher code like any other voucher code you get online, but the person receiving it can then go and credit that to any of the causes on our system, including your causes. So that's a nice little thing that we do. And we've got a number of businesses that use this to reward their customers, and especially some of those businesses that are in the financial sector, because actually gifting people a donation doesn't trigger any of the sort of bribery rules because there's no financial benefit to them. Going back to the Shillingstone bit here, the other thing that's quite important here is that you can email your givers. So you can click here and you can basically, those people that said they're happy to hear from you, you can say a contact. And that's one of the most important things to getting back to saying thank you and reminding people of the difference they are making by working with you. And I said that really importantly because it's very important to remember they want to know they're making a difference. So saying thank you is a key part of that. And of course, as you've seen, you can get all your statements. You can see what payments were being made. So if I just go back, you can actually go down and you can see your donation reports. You can see where your donation's coming from. You can see your statements about what's been paid over time and so on, what's in balance. So all of these things are online for you. So just going back to then our slides. Dun, dun, dun. Right. So one of the things that's really important about this is, of course, you're asking for a favor, a slight change in behavior, not actually asking for them, the people, for their money. So it's not like, you know, if you've ever been parents, you get that book of raffle tickets where they say, sell it to your family and friends, but you kind of know you don't really want to tap them up for money because we all feel bad about that. So you end up buying the book of raffle tickets yourself. We all do it. But because this is a favor and it doesn't cost people money, you can ask your staff and their friends, you can ask your family and their friends, and you can ask obviously your friends, suppliers to your charity, donors, volunteers, customers, neighbors, as in your business neighbors that might be located near you, but your neighbors, if you like, your local businesses. Why wouldn't they support you, especially the smaller ones? If they're buying stuff online from Staples or Viking, why wouldn't they do it through this and support you? Your board and their friends, don't forget them. If you've got a board, there's no reason why they shouldn't support you this way. Your service users, and that's one thing we do find. It's one thing that you could ask some of your service users who may not be necessarily the most wealthy people, but they could claim free donations for you and help do their bit to give back. And you'd be surprised how many people want that feeling of being able to give back. Even if they're just claiming free donations, they're engaging to support you. So really, it's lots of people you could ask to change their behavior to support you if they understand the difference you're making. So if you look at like audiences that we're talking about, well, we've got people that would like to win, which is kind of where the lottery comes in. They'd like to win and they'd like to make a difference. And the reason I say it like that is if they want to make a difference, it's not the most efficient way to make a difference. Of course, donating to you is the most efficient way to make a difference. But there are some people that I love the idea of winning and making a difference. Is really just feels good part of that. So you've got people who like to win, people who like to give for free. And of course, you can cross-sell to them both. But really, you want to turn these people into people that really want to help you make a difference, to then become long-term supporters so that they like and share your posts, they engage with you on multiple platforms and some of that sort of stuff, and hopefully find other people to support you as well. So that has been a real whistle-stop tour, and I realize it's been a lot, but I hope that that's been helpful. I think we've just to go through what we've covered. And there is one other thing I wanted to mention. So we've given through the Giving Lottery, how a regular cause works, how it could work for corporate partnerships, business groups, and possibly community fundraisers, what your cause page looks like, and really the promotional materials and how you can email your players and what reports you get. And then on the main Giving Machine platform, how we support multiple causes, what the shopping and shopping give reminder is all about, how we deal with Amazon, bonus donations, giving vouchers, and really how you can recruit givers by using the links that we see in the promotional materials and the Donate Now piece, and how you can email your supporters and where to get your statements and payments. Just before I go, there's one seasonal thing that we have put in here, and I'm just going to move that across if I can. If we go to the website here, we've got a Christmas menu on here, and there's a bunch of things in here that are slightly new. But one of them is Secret Santa. So if you or anyone you know is doing Secret Santa, we've got a free tool to use to basically mix all the names up, send it in a coded form to the organizer of your Secret Santa, and then basically get that going. So it's a really great free tool, and thousands of people use it every year. So please do feel free to use that and have a bit of fun, whether it's in your family, in your charity, or any other local businesses. We use it in the Giving Machine ourselves as well. So do we have any questions to cover at all? Nina, are there any things that have come up?
There was, and I've hopefully answered them to Caroline.
Okay.
Various things about links to the daily bonus donations, and I've just added on more information about the current graphics, because it's all hot at the moment, isn't it, for Black Friday and Christmas shopping. It's key, probably the most successful time of the year. So
So, so Bethan, you've asked, I thought Amazon no longer took part. Basically, Amazon is on the Giving Machine, but we've made it very clear that the funds generated via Amazon can't be given away. Amazon will not let us do that as a reward. It's against their terms and conditions. Those funds support our charity directly, but what we did to compensate for that is we give away more of our advertising revenue, so that you get free donations through the bonus side of things. And we felt that was a good balance, because if you start saying to people, look, if you shop in Amazon, go here, but if you shop this, for everything else, go here, it would be easier to say, look, if you shop here, and by doing the bonus donation, it means people don't even have to buy anything. So we felt that would be a really good way of offsetting that, because we want to maintain Amazon on the site, so it's an all-encompassing site for shopping, but it does help us do some of the things that we do, if you like. So an Amazon Smiles product, which is a separate product, supports charities, but not social enterprises, not community-aided sports clubs and stuff like that. And it's 0.5%. So we felt we can do better on our bonus donations to help you. So I hope that answers your question and that side of stuff. Yes, Julie, just in terms of private call, please do just get in touch with Nina, and one of us can have a chat. We'd be more than happy to do that. Are there any other questions that people have before we sort of close out? Because I'm very keen to make sure we stay to time, because I know, as you all said, time is so precious. I wouldn't want to waste that. Well, it would be, I think there'll be some emails that go out following up, which would be great, is to say, hopefully what you got out of it, was it beneficial use of your time? I could see with a number of people that are still on from the beginning that you obviously haven't fallen asleep, so that's really good. And but thank you so much for joining us, and please do remember what I said at the beginning. You are amazing people working in difficult times to make a difference in whatever way you do, and you should feel great about that. And I think, remember, lots of other people are out there that really want to help, they just don't know how. So telling stories and enabling different methods of people to help you is really, really important. And if we can help in any of that as well, get in touch, because we really just want to help you.
Richard,
and of course,
sorry,
yeah.
Clara's just asked if we can see her questions, and we can't. So,
oh, I did. Let me just see. Unless there's a all panelists, let me just see. Is there a? I went on all of the. No, I can't see they are. But so I think we can see.
Yeah,
they're in the Q&A. Oh, okay. So there's a Q&A. Oh, you're right. Do you know what? I can now. How is shopping different from easy fundraising gives you live? So I go shopping. So that's a good question. So easy fundraising gives you live fundamentally use the same core mechanism that we do, but we're different businesses, because easy fundraising gives you live are both for-profit businesses, and we're a charity like you guys. So that's number one. Secondly, Give As You Live predominantly only support charities, and easy fundraising are happy to support pretty much anyone. So there's a difference there. In terms of the amounts given away, the core amounts given away are pretty similar. So you could argue mechanically they're quite similar, but I would say that we're different in several ways. One, we let you support multiple organizations. Overall, we will give away more than 50% because we've got the bonus free donations as well. So we enable that. And hopefully in better times, we can increase our value. The other thing is that there's a complete transparency. I don't want to name and shame, but one of the organizations isn't as transparent about what they keep and give away as others, and that side of stuff. So I think there is difference in our social purpose. One's purpose is to give money, but to reward shareholders, which is, after all, that's a for-profit model. I haven't got a problem with for-profit at all. It's how the world works. But I think in the giving space, I'm not always sure it's a conflict of interest in my mind, which is why I'm a business person, but we set it up as a charity. Yes, and so we're very clear it's got to be for community benefit. And I think, so it's very similar in some of the basic mechanics, but I don't think that, I don't see giving vouchers on there, and all some of the extra stuff we do, or the giving lottery piece. So I think, yes, mechanically, but I hope you would see the kind of organization we are, and our philosophy is slightly different.
And also to add, Richard, the Amazon changes are across the board.
Oh yes, that's not, yes. So Amazon will not work with any site that rewards people in a similar way to Amazon Smile. So that's not just us, that's just a mechanism of working with Amazon. So yes, so that was a big change over the last year or two for everyone in this space. So I hope that kind of answers that question, if you like. But we, as I say, we're happy. There's all questions should be asked if you want them. We've got to be transparent about what we do and why we do it. Great. Well, no, thank you very much. And so we'll wrap it up there. But Nina and I are always available to chat, either in person, because that's the kind of organization we want to be. It might take a little while to get back to you, but and the rest of the team are also there to support you. So please do enjoy what you do. I know you're going to feel a lot under pressure, but just take a deep breath and be, you're doing an amazing job, and we want to help you do an even better job. So please let us know where we can improve, and please use everything that we do, because the more money we send out for you makes us happy. That's what makes us happy. Anything else you want to add, Nina?
No, that was great panelists today. So I'll obviously get in touch with Julie, and anybody else, as we've said, just contact me whenever you wish. Nina at TheGivingMachine.co.uk.
Brilliant. Okay, well, I hope you all have a great day, and we'll hopefully see you again soon. Take care. Bye-bye.
Brilliant. Thank you. Bye.